Hello friends, we're going to use this beautiful print here today. This is called Victorian stamp sheet. It's E as in Edward 073. This is from Digital Deco Designs, and this is our second series in making some tags. So today we're going to do some Victorian type tags. All kinds of things you can do with them, different papers, things like that you can use. And so this one has the lady on it, and it's just on a piece of the cardstock. So this one's on cardstock. We will do a little bit of wax on these and some different things on the side. You can add embellishments, you can add whatever you like to them. These are just going to be some little tags, and you can either make a hole or you can just put your piece of string on the back or jute or whatever you like. Let me get right here and get my string. Here it is. Okay, so we've got a little bit of string here, so we could just put a string on the back of this one, and it's a little bit, paper's a little bit wide right here, so we're just going to trim that off a little bit. And we're going to take her, we're going to put just a little bit of wax on the side. So I hope y'all enjoy these tags. These make your project just have a whole nother look. You can put a little bit, put a lot, whatever you want to do. You can put the Tim Holtz on it. It's just totally up to what you would like to do. So on this one, I'm just going to take it, I put a little wax on it just to give it a little look there, just a little bit more. And that one is just on a piece of cardstock, and I'm just going to take a little bit of this string, and I'm just going to put a little string on mine. So you could cut a hole if you want to, and sometimes this string has to be taken from the other edge because sometimes it does that. So we're just going to put a little bit of hot glue on here and just put a string on this one. Now you could put something else on the back if you wanted to and put the string in between. Totally up to how you want to do it. Just here to give you some tips. Okay. And this one's going to be a little bit long, so let's make it a little bit shorter. And just cut a little part off here. There we go. And I'm just going to place that on there just to give it a little piece to hang. This can hang up in your bow. You can put it on the side of a picture frame, just whatever you would like to dress up with a tag. And I'm just going to cross those over and put it right there. And now that one's just very simple. You could also put a piece of ribbon, so we could grab a piece of lace or ribbon and do that as well. So here's one, and this one is just on a piece of cardboard. This is another one of them. Now I'm going to take and put, I've got a little pink rose here, and I'm going to put that right there in the middle, and I'm just going to use the hot glue and put that down. This is a piece from, this particular one was made from pixie dough, and then I just painted it with a little bit of the pink cotton candy. That's all I've done. So I'm just going to touch that up just a little bit where I see a little place that I didn't get on top. We're going to make sure that we have this Mod Podged down well. And that's just going to be cute. Gives it another little 3D effect, doesn't it? So let's get a little bit of our Mod Podge, and this is the multi Mod Podge. I do like the multi. And let's just put a little bit on our edge to make sure we've got that down well. And let's go ahead and put a little piece on this one too. So let's find a little piece of lace, or here's a little piece here, I think. of some material, and we'll just use some of that. So this is just some cotton material that I have. I'm just going to cut a piece off. This is what I use to do rag bows, and I'm just going to take a piece and see if we can just tear it off right here, if it will do. There we go. There we go. I love to do some material. Let's just put this on the back. We don't need real long, so let's just cut that down just a little bit. And let's make sure we've got our finger to keep our hot glue from burning our finger. This is the Gorilla Glue, so it does get very hot and it sticks very quickly. And we're just going to put these together. I try to sometimes just cross them, but you can put them either way. Just going to put that there, put our other one down. See if we can get that right there. And now we just have a little hanger for that one. Let's move it down just a little bit. Now that one's got a nice little hanger for it. We could put a little wax on here. We could put a little bit of oxide. Here's the walnut oxide. Let's try one of the other colors. Let's try a little bit of our vintage photo. It's a little bit lighter, so let's put a little bit of it on there. We're just going to take it, I'm just putting it on the edge just to give it a little highlight there. You see how you can see it right there? Just a little bit of that. You could also put a little bit on your ribbon if you wanted to. Totally up to which way you want to do it. Now on this here, let's take just a little bit of this white sand. I've got some open right here. Let's grab it. Let's just put a little bit of it out, and that is a metallic. And I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger. This is just dressing them up just a little bit, and I'm just going to highlight that just a little bit. See how I highlighted that? Now it makes it a little fancier. We'll leave that to dry. Okay, let's see what else we're going to do here. Let's put that back. Put that back over there for right now. We've got some other colors too. So here's a piece here. This is one of the longer pieces, and this is a piece of paper that I got one time out of a book from Hobby Lobby, and we're just going to put that on here. It's going to make it a little bit bigger, but this would be great on one of your bigger projects. And you could tear this paper on the edge, you can cut it totally whichever you like, whatever look you like. And we're just going to Mod Podge that down on this paper. You also could use the back side if you wanted to. So let's just get a little bit of our Mod Podge. I'm just going to use this piece here. This one had been used. I wasn't crazy about it. So let's just put a little bit of our Mod Podge down. These are just to give you some fun little ideas. This is also a way that you can make tags. Let your children or grandchildren make these with some of your scraps, and let them make some tags to put on their gifts. Be great for Christmas, a birthday, any kind of time that you have needing a gift tag, and just make them yourself. I'll move that down just a little bit, and let's see if we can move it this way just a tad. That wasn't quite centered on there. And I'm just going to take my plastic bag and I'm just going to rub it down with that. Now I have some old jewelry somewhere in here as well, and I might get a few pieces of that old jewelry out and just use it, because that would be pretty. I do have buttons as well. Let's get our little hole puncher here. I'm going to put this one right here in the middle. Right here. And that way it can hang straight down. And then if these aren't good, just trim them a little bit. You can also take your sander and you can sand the edges a little bit if you want to. Now this paper's real thin, but you definitely could do it on cardstock. So that's what I would do if I wanted to sand it off a little bit. Let's put a little bit of, let's just take a little bit of our cream color here. Got that started on the other side. Sometimes you have to restart. Let's see if we can just get a piece of it. And let's put it through. These are just some quick ideas. I just thought I would make a little video, quickly show you what you can do. I stick mine from the front, and then I just take it and pull it up like that. And it gives it a little loop, and that makes it look cute with the little loop. And then I'm just going to tie this and trim just a little bit off here. That's all we're doing. Nothing big and fancy at all. But look how cute that is. Now, we can put some wax on there. You can put some oxide, whatever you want to do. We'll put just a little bit of wax on this one too. This is just brown wax, and this is from Paint Pixie. It's just going to give it a little bit more. You could also coffee stain them. If you want to do these with some coffee stain, you can do that. There we go. And that one's pretty too. I like that one. Okay, and here's a piece, and this is just a tag that I picked up either from Amazon or from Hobby Lobby. And this is just one of the little stamps like this, but they also have these on these sheets. So let's look at, I think we've got a black one right here, or a little circle. So maybe we'll put that on too. So let's try that. Let's just cut this little circle out. So these are little stamps, and these are from Digital Deco Designs, and she has several sets of these stamps. And I like when she came out with them, because I told her I would make tags. She goes, well, I didn't think about that. I just thought people might want them to put on something or use for scrapbooking. And I said, yeah, that's a great idea. I'm going to use mine and make some tags. So I'm going to put this here and this one on top of it, maybe. If we have enough room, let's just get us another sheet, because I don't think it'll fit on that tag. So let's get us a cardboard, or let's try this cardstock right here. That wasn't going to be quite enough room. So let's give it a little bit more room. And let's just put these here. Let's put this one. Let's trim that just a little bit more there at the bottom. And these were done on these are on plain paper. I have some on plain paper, had some on rice paper, and some on cardstock. Okay, and then we're just going to put this one right here next to it on our sheet here. Okay, let's dry that up a little bit. And let's grab a stamp, and let's put a little stamp on there with these kind of stamps. And this one is just some French wording, and I think it's a love letter in French. So we'll just put a little bit of ink on there. And we're just going to press that right there. Doesn't have to be the whole thing, just a little bit there. See how that came out? Just something simple. Just showing you some quick little ideas here. Okay. Now that dressed that one up, and that one's pretty simple. And we'll just put a little hole right here. And we'll put a little bit of something in that one. So let's try a piece of, let's see, we've got some jute, some little string jute over here. Let's get a little bit of that. Okay, let's just put a little piece of that in. These are just going to be some quick ideas today. Do the same thing on this. I'm just going to pull it up, make a look. I like the little loop on the, that's why I like to put it from this side. Then we're just going to try with my fingers to get this tied. I could have cut it a little bit longer, but I think we can get it through here. Whoop. We're going to do it. I'm just going to move it through like this. We're just going to stick it with our scissors, whatever works. Through there and pull it. just like that. It worked. And then we've got that little one there. So all these are really cute. I love all of these. So here's one here with a lady. We can put her on here. And we're just going to Mod Podge her down. Still got some Mod Podge in here. Let's just put her, well, you know what? I kind of thought about putting her on this. Let's try this paper here. This is another paper that I got. And I believe this was on sale one day. It's got writing on the background. I believe I got this on a clearance at Hobby Lobby. Oh, that will be pretty. Let's do that. Let's cut this out. I'm just going to cut it and then we can recut it a little bit. Let's just cut her a little bit big. I like the stamps on the back of that too. Isn't that pretty paper? So let's put her on there. We're going to cut that off a little bit. It's got a little Mod Podge on the back where I was going to put it on the other. That's okay. It'll work. And we're just going to cut that out here. You can cut around the stamps if you want to. So if you want to cut that out, you can do that. Let's put her on there. That's going to give her a pretty look. Let's just put this here. Let's get a little bit more Mod Podge. Hope that you can see these. And I hope that you'll do some of these ideas and let me know in the comments. And make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that. Give me one of the hearts. So we got her on there. Doesn't have to be perfect. You also can take it and round your sides if you want to. And that's going to give it, or square it off, either one. And that's going to give you a little different kind of look, just like that. And that's all we did was put her on a piece of paper just to have a cute little look. And then we're just going to put a hole in this one too. We're going to do this one in the middle. And just going to punch a little hole. And let's put her, let's see what else we've got over here in another material. Okay, we've got a little piece of tobacco cloth. So let's put a little piece of tobacco cloth on there. Let's just do a little bit of that. We're just going to stick that through. Just be careful when you're doing your holes because they are kind of fragile. And instead of doing this like the other, I'm just going to tie this one just like this. Let's just put it just like through here and tie it off. Okay, I'm just going to tie that one just like that, and that will work fine. And pull the little strings off. There we go. And then we've got her on that paper. Isn't that pretty? So we've got that. Let's see if I've got a, I was looking to see if I had a print right here, but I don't have one close that we could put on there. But, and then we've got her. She's pretty as well. Now you could go around here if you wanted to trim them out. Let's trim. She's got the little rose on the side and a little butterfly, so we won't trim her out. Let's trim this one right here out. So if we trimmed out this white around here, it's kind of hard to get it exact, so I'm just going to kind of get it close. You need some little bitty scissors for these. But it's doing pretty good. Okay, got that side. Let's do a little bit of this. Just to show you that you can fussy cut it if you want to. Okay, that cut that a little bit more. I'm not going to worry about it being perfect. Let's cut that out. Kind of hard to get it all the way in between there when it's big like that. I'll just kind of cut a little bit of this off. Okay, we'll do that. Let's put this one on this piece here, but let's go ahead and pull. Here's a piece we did. See where this is pulled off? This was just a piece of cardboard, and then I took the top off. I didn't even wet this, So if this one's big enough, I think I'll cut, let's see, I've got another piece. This is just a box that I have here. That's all this is just a box. And I'm just going to use this layer here. I will show it to you in just a sec. Let me get a piece kind of cut off here. See, some of it's a little thinner. So let me grab a piece right here. And y'all know how fun it is to cut cardboard, so sometimes you just have to rip it. We're just going to rip it. I'm going to make it a little easier for us to use. Okay, so let's make us a little tag. Let's make it a little bit bigger than that. Cut this part off. Like I said, you can tear it or cut it, either one. Let's cut that off. And let's make this a little bit bigger than our piece. So let's trim that off. And y'all, the scissors don't always make it good, but sometimes they're okay. So just do that. Okay, I did that one a little bigger. We're going to see, you kind of have to look and see which side you want to peel off, because it's a different look on each side. So I just kind of take mine and see which one I like. Okay, this is the side I want. I'm just going to take a little bit of my distilled water. I'm going to push these out of the way so we don't get water on them. Just push those all out of the way. Put a little water on it. It's going to let it sit for just a minute. Okay, just a minute. Let's put that string over there. Doesn't take very long. And then you're just going to pull it. You can get some of it off. You can take more off. So you can just take your finger and get a little more off, or put just a tad more water. Just a little bit, not a ton. And then we can take a little bit more off. And you can use your fingers, you can use a tool. This is a little small cardboard. Some of it's bigger. Just depends on what you're using. A box, or sometimes a bigger package may have a different. So you can just kind of scrape it till you can get some of it off if you want to, with your scissors or with just a tool. And then you can take a little bit more off if you want to, and it just kind of scrapes off. Let's see if we can get a little piece up here off. Now I like to do this and just do pieces of it and not make the whole thing pull off. That I like that look. It looks kind of like an old-fashioned card or something. Let's see, y'all about got it. Give me a minute. And then you could tear the other side as well. So it just depends on which side you want. Let's get this. It looks like this side might do. Let's see how it'll do. Kind of, that's why I have no fingernails, because I use them all the time. But you can take some more of this off. And you can leave bits and pieces of it. You don't have to use the whole thing. So you also could take off the other side. So let's do one of these pieces here. Let's do this one without any water. Let's see if this will work. Okay. So this one, let's say I just want bits and pieces. So I can take that off. And then I have this piece left, which just has parts. You can add paint, stamps, whatever you want to it. This one I'm just going to leave like this, and I think I'll just put this on here. Just make it work, because we could have used either side. I think this is the harder side, but that's okay. We'll just put some Mod Podge and put this little friend on there. Let's see which way it was. It was this way, isn't it? Yes. So I'm going to put that on our piece of cardboard here. I'm going to take just a little bit off the bottom. Okay. And even if it doesn't look perfect, don't worry about that. Your tags don't have to be perfect. You can do whatever you want with them. So we've got that one. Let's put us another little stamp on here. I've still got some ink in this one. Let's see. I think it goes this way. And we will just stamp that down, just another little extra stamp there. And we'll take this one and make a hole in it. So any of these will work. Any of these you want to do will work. Okay, there we go on that one. All right, let's see, what do we do with our string? Let's take I don't have any little ribbon. I wish I had some little ribbon. I don't buy too much ribbon anymore. I mostly just do the material now, so I don't really use a lot of ribbon, so I just don't buy it much anymore. And that one's just a little bit longer. You also could put some wax around this one, or you could put some black wax. I've got black and brown. I'm just going to put a little brown on here. Just going to give it just a look here. So these are very simple to do, and you can do them for all kinds of things. So we got her done, and we got a few more here. And then here's one of the other stamps. I thought this one was so cool right here. Let's see if it will fit on our, yes, we can cut that off. Let's cut that off just a little bit, and let's use this one. I'm just going to kind of trim it that direction. And let's use it on our tag. It's a little big, so we can cut off just a little bit more. And we're still going to have that same cute look. Okay, let's do that. Let's put that on there. Let's get some Mod Podge. But these are just cute little stamps you can make. I have a whole drawer full of stamps, and so a lot of times when I'm crafting, I've just already got my stamps done, and I don't have to even do one for each piece. You can do these fancy or plain or however you want to do them. There's no rhyme or reason to how you do them. Just like that. You can cut some of these out and put on there. It's just your choice, however you want to do them. So here's also some cardstock ones. So if we wanted to take something else and put on there, we could cut out part. Let's take this little lady right here on this stamp. We've already made a stamp with her. Let's take her and let's trim just her with the hat on there. Let's trim that out. Just trim it out. I'm just going to cut right there. And let's put her on here and have like a 2 level. Let's just put her right down here. Let me cut that out just a little bit more there. I'm just going to put her on here, just right down here in the corner. Right there in the corner. Just to give it a little different look. There we go. Then that one's just got 2 things on it. So let me get another part of our string here. I'm just going to put one of these. So I love these in cardstock too. That way you can make some, without even putting a back on them, you can just use them with the cardstock that you printed them on and make the same thing. So we're just going to put a little string on this one. Oop, hold on. Just get this in here. There we go. And then you've got that one. If it looks too plain, put you some wax, some oxide. We can take our oxide here. This is the lighter. And I've got a little brush for it. And we can take it and just put a little bit around our card and around this, where that kind of blends that in on the sides and blends our little lady in too. You can put all kinds of little embellishments on here. I'm going to look for that jewelry, and I might add a few of those and do a few more. But I hope that you enjoy just that quick and simple to show you that you can use all kinds of things for these little tags. And I hope that you enjoyed that today. Just some different little tags that you can make with any kind of little paper that you have, or any of Kathy's little stamps. She has some for Americana. So she has all kinds of little stamps that you can use and make these little tags. So I'll make a few more, and I did the other ones the other day, but I have just tons of tags that I made in here with different things. And so I just save all these little pieces, and then I make more tags with them. So that's what I like to do, is just save the pieces, and then I've got this is full of just little tags. You can also use these in your junk journals. So it's not gonna go to waste. And then y'all have seen me make some of the bigger ones with some of the bigger pieces. So I just keep these little pieces in here. I don't throw them away. Keep the cardboard, and that way you can make something else with them. So I'm gonna look for some of that jewelry, and then I'll add a little bit of that too. So I hope that you enjoyed that you have a wonderful and blessed day. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.